So I'm told running a restaurant requires meticulous planning and strategy and a lot of hard work to implement those plans. According to research, about 60% of the restaurants go out of business in their first year. I say I'm told because I've never owned a restaurant, but we have two gentlemen here who did, and they'll give us some insight. TVJ's favorite chefs. I don't know who said them favorite.
Oh, hold on for say that.
Yeah, I don't know who said that.
Chano.
Halim is beside me and Andre. Halim Card and Andre Sewell, and they are hosts of Tailored for Taste. And Andre is kind of like a co-host at Smile Jamaica, because about 700 times one cup and Smile still. Halim about 431 times.
In a very close second. This is the truth. This is the truth.
Well, go on. So you
Right.
both had restaurants.
Yeah.
I have some headlines here that I will go through, and they were suggesting what not to do. And you guys can comment. Let me start with you on ignoring the location. It's important that you get the location right.
Of course. I think when you have a nice following, anywhere you are, persons will find you.
Right.
However, if you're starting from scratch, a prime location is key for you. It's expensive, but a prime location is key because I think one of the things where I had my space, there was a lot of traffic. So once you had a sign out there and persons saw that, even if they never know about you from before, that sign would draw them in. And
But how do you know what's a prime location? Like someone like me, who I only eat seafood and stuff. So maybe you are a steak person, but that wouldn't be a location for me, even if it's prime. So how do you know what's a prime?
research.
Research.
You have
Market
to do your
research.
from
Have to do
before.
market research.
Yeah.
You have to do your feasibility studies.
Yeah.
You have to ask around. And, what's great about the food business is, contrary to popular belief, it's actually pretty small. So everybody knows everybody. So you ask a brethren, or you, of course, not to mention, you're going to ask around with your competitors and all of that. And you do your research. You have to. It's
So
very
prime
important.
location, and I asked the question because I've seen some, I don't know if you call them sidewalk cafes or stuff. Literally that you just stand up on the sidewalk and there's a little hole there and you order the food.
cook shop.
So,
Yeah.
a cook
Essentially.
shop. There's one close to down at St. George that every time I pass, you see people on the sidewalk. So how you kind of figure out what is prime? Is uptown near the plazas in a working area?
Anywhere where there are people, you can never. That's why a good place to start is looking at places with a lot of foot traffic, plus driving traffic.
Yeah.
You can never go wrong with being beside a call center, for example. Cannot.
Well, I mean,
because-
it depends on your type of menu.
Exactly.
And
Okay,
your
that's
price
important
points.
too.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
and price and stuff.
it would not be a good idea to be selling box lunches for $1,000 if you are maybe downtown.
And
So,
the area that they're not accustomed
Right.
to spending that
You
much
know what I
money.
mean?
All right. Halim, your one. Poor execution of concept.
Of concept. If it is that I'm going to, for example, let's run with the same steakhouse idea. If it is that you're going to have a steakhouse, it needs to be exactly that. You can't decide that, no, okay, although it is a steakhouse, I'm going to run it more like a cafe, and I'm going to have more sandwiches on the menu rather than protein heavy and protein focused menu items. So if it is that you have an idea, so for example, same steakhouse, if it is that you're going to say, all right, our main idea is going to be, we have a menu of, let's say, 5 or 6 protein-heavy items, and then after that, now you're going to have those subsidiary menu items that people are going to come for and people are going to know you for.
All right. Andre, not having a grand opening.
That one, the sticky still.
yeah, that again,
It's sticky that you don't need it, or it's sticky that...
it depends on where you're starting from.
Right.
It depends on where you're starting from. If you're starting from scratch, it's a great idea. And it's a great idea to invite a lot of influencers,
Right.
a lot of persons who are very popular on social media, who'll be taking a lot of photos. Yeah, things like
When you
that.
say starting from scratch, you mean if you've never had it at restaurant
You-
before and
persons
type of
don't
thing?
know you.
Right. Okay.
Persons don't know you type of thing.
Or if you're trying a totally brand new concept.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Halim, you again. Depending entirely on the restaurant manager. And it says here, as a restaurant owner, you cannot really rely entirely on the restaurant manager for running a restaurant business. You should at all times be aware of what is happening in your restaurant. But not that you will tell the manager. You know, I will tell the manager what you
Not
want.
necessarily. I will. That's why a lot of restaurants fail. And to be very honest with you, I don't mind saying it because, we're here for educational purposes. That's another reason why my restaurant, when I had it, I didn't last 8 months.
Why?
I closed in 7, actually.
Why?
It was very new to me. You know, it was, not to mention it was a vegan restaurant. So I was in totally a brand new territory as to what I was doing. Everybody knows me for pork. So going into a vegan restaurant, for example, now, I relied heavily on my staff to help me out. I had a general idea, and, you know, as a chef, we have, so, you know, trying to apply that knowledge.
Yeah. We have about a minute, so if you have get about 15 seconds each. Not putting efforts in the back end.
That's totally unwise. For me, like, preparation is key.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I have an event doing for tomorrow, I start preparing for that event from Saturday.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? From Saturday.
To make sure.
To ensure that things are going.
Not managing restaurant costs.
Oh, food cost is everything. Food, because a lot of the things, people go into restaurants, for example, doing a 9 to 5 and they have no idea what food cost is like.
Yeah.
They go up to Price Mart and buy up a whole heap of bulk things, and then not knowing that if it is, just go to the market, you manage your cost, then you do your markup from there, overheads, everything, then you're good.
Poor menu pricing strategy. Which is kind of
Pretty much
Kinda
what
the
it
same
is.
thing.
Yeah.
Kinda.
The same
You know what I mean? And again, it goes back to market research and location.
Yeah.
Because again, it would
So
be...
you can sell 40,000 for the poorer people, but
I'm saying.
you can carry that somewhere else.
Exactly.
And it works.
And it's like, no issue at all.
Yeah. Hiring the wrong people.
Hiring, you have to have the right people with the right mindset. You have to find people that are trainable first.
And finally, ignoring the pre-launch training.
Processes are everything. And if you notice, a lot of the restaurants that close down are the type of restaurants that is a, you know, just come in and freestyle.
Right.
If you look at places like fast food restaurants, them can draw a man off of the street and train him, and they'll last for years.
Fantastic.
Everything.
When is tailored for taste?
Season 2 just finished, actually.
Just wrapped.
So,
Just wrapped.
When they're done, then fire one?
No,
Fire?
I don't think so. Fire?
Yeah.
You don't think, sister, we're there?
We're going to manage the whole
guests,
studio now.
no.
We're going to manage the studio afterwards.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
We'll take Sheffield job.
Them get fired. All them attack. All them attack, them get fired. But tailored for taste, and it's been a nice show and great chefs. And not only these two.
Season finale is actually Sunday, I think.
Yeah,
Come in.
not only these two, they're another wonderful chef, a much better looking.
I agree.
Than the
Big
two
up
of
Terry,
them.
which part?
Than the two of them put together. Terry, cook up. Terry, are you alone supposed to be here, but them two men are going to sit down somewhere.
No, yeah.
Good
Should
to
be
see
busy.
you.
That's
Yeah,
right.
good to see you guys.
With respect, never.
Halim
Respect.
and Chef. Well, Chef. Halim,
Nobody.
Chef. Andre.
Everybody just call me Halim or Andres.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Halim Card. Can I name that?
Wow.